Erling Braut Haaland is a Norwegian professional footballer who plays as a striker for Premier League club Manchester City and the Norway national team. Considered one of the best players in the world, he is known for his speed, strength, and finishing. Coming through the youth system, Haaland played at senior level for Bryne's reserve and senior teams. He moved to Molde in 2017, with whom he spent 2 seasons. Haaland signed with Austrian Bundesliga side Red Bull Salzburg in January 2019, winning 2 league titles and 1 Austrian Cup. In December 2019, he moved to German Bundesliga club Borussia Dortmund, where he won the DFB Pokal in 2020-21. In 2022, he transferred to Manchester City for a fee of €60 million. Haaland has won several individual awards and broken various records during his career. During the 2019-20 season with Salzburg, he became the first teenager to score in 5 consecutive UEFA Champions League matches. He was top scorer of the Champions League the following season. In 2020, Haaland won the Golden Boy Award, while in 2021 he was named Bundesliga Player of the Season and was included in the FIFA FIF Pro World 11 in 2021. In the Premier League playing for Manchester City, he has also broken records, including becoming the quickest individual to score 2 and 3 hat-tricks, and becoming the first player in the league's history to score 3 successive hat-tricks in home games. Haaland has represented Norway at various youth levels. In the 2019 FIFA U20 World Cup, he won the tournament's Golden Boot, after scoring a record 9 goals in a single match. He made his senior international debut in September 2019. Early life. Haaland was born on July 21, 2000 in Leeds, West Yorkshire, England, as his father Alfie Haaland was playing for Leeds United in the Premier League at the time. In 2004, at the age of 3, he moved to Bryne, his parents' hometown in Norway. Along with playing football from an early age, Haaland partook in various other sports as a child, including handball, golf, and track and field. He also reportedly achieved a world record in his age category for the standing long jump when he was 5, with a recorded distance of 1.63 meters in 2006. Club career. Bryne. Haaland started in the academy of his hometown club Bryne at the age of 5. During the 2015-16 season, he played for Bryne's reserve team and impressed, scoring 18 goals in 14 matches. In May 2016, Gott Larsson was sacked as Bryne manager and youth coach Berntsen was promoted to caretaker boss. Having worked closely with Haaland in other youth teams, the interim manager handed the teenager his first start, 3 months before his 16th birthday. His debut was a second Tier 1 Division match against Ranheim on 12 May. After having initially being deployed as a winger, Berntsen put Haaland in his favoured central role as a striker after a few matches. Although he failed to score in his breakthrough season at Bryne, Haaland was offered a trial by German club 1899 Hoffenheim before eventually moving to Molde to play under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Haaland made 16 total senior appearances for Bryne. Molde. On February 1, 2017, Molde announced the signing of 16-year-old Haaland. He made his debut for the club on April 26 in a Norwegian Cup match against Volda TI, scoring on his debut in a 3-2 win. Haaland's debut in the Eliteserien came on June 4, being brought on as a 71st-minute substitute against Sarpsborg 08. After receiving a yellow card in just over a minute of play on the pitch, Haaland scored the winner for Molde in the 77th minute, his first goal in the league. His second strike of the season came on September 17, as he bagged the decisive goal against Viking FK in a 3-2 victory. In the aftermath of the game, Haaland received criticism from teammate Bjorn Bergman Sigurdsson for celebrating his goal towards Viking supporters. Haaland finished his first season at Molde with 4 goals in 20 appearances. On July 1, 2018, Haaland scored 4 goals in the opening 21 minutes against Brann, securing his team a 4-0 victory over the unbeaten league leaders at the time. After the match, Molde manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer compared Haaland's style of play to Belgian forward Romelu Lukaku, and said the club had rejected several bids for the striker from different clubs. In the following match a week later, Haaland continued his scoring run with a brace against Vålerenga in a 5-1 win. He scored his first goal in UEFA competition on July 26, converting a penalty in Molde's 3-0 Europa League qualifying victory against KF Lacey. Due to a sprained ankle, Haaland did not participate in Molde's last 3 league matches of the season. For his performances in the 2018 Eliteserien, Haaland received the Eliteserien Breakthrough of the Year award. He finished the 2018 season as Molde's top goalscorer, scoring 16 goals in 30 matches across all competitions. Red Bull Salzburg. On August 19, 2018, Austrian Bundesliga champions Red Bull Salzburg announced that Haaland would join the club on January 1, 2019, signing a 5-year contract. The Athletic's Phil Hay would later reveal that prior to his move to Salzburg, Haaland was also subject of an offer from his father's former club Leeds United. He made his debut for the club on February 17, the 2018-19 Austrian Cup quarter-finals against Wiener Neustädter, and scored his first goal on May 12 in the Austrian Bundesliga 2-1 win over Lask. On July 19, he scored his first hat-trick for the club in a 7-1 Austrian Cup win against SCESV Parndorf, and followed this up with his first hat-trick in the league on August 10, scoring 3 in a 5-2 victory against Wolfsberger AC. He got a third hat-trick for Salzburg on September 14 in a 7-2 victory over TSV Hartberg. This was the 6th consecutive league game Haaland had scored in, with 11 total goals. 3 days later, Haaland made his debut in the UEFA Champions League against Genk, where he scored 3 goals in the first half of an eventual 6-2 victory, his 4th overall hat-trick for Salzburg. In his next 2 matches of the Champions League season, Haaland recorded a goal against Liverpool at Anfield and a further 2 against Napoli, becoming only the second teenager after Karim Benzema in the history of the competition to score in each of his first 3 appearances. His 6 goals were also the most scored by any player in their first 3 Champions League matches. After converting a penalty in Salzburg's reverse fixture against Napoli, Haaland became the first teenager to score in his first 4 matches in the competition, and only the 4th player of any age to achieve this feat, following Ze Carlos, Alessandro Del Piero and Diego Costa. He then scored all 3 goals in Salzburg's 3-0 victory at Wolfsberger AC on November 10, recording his 5th hat-trick of the season and his 2nd against Wolfsburg. On November 27, Haaland came off the bench to score another goal against Genk, joining Del Piero, Serhii Rebrov, Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Robert Lewandowski as the only players to score in the first 5 matches of a Champions League group stage, and becoming the first teenager to score in 5 consecutive matches in the competition. However, he would fail to find the net in Salzburg's final group match against Liverpool, as his team lost 2-0 and were eliminated from the competition. This would prove to be Haaland's final game for the club. He departed Salzburg having recorded 29 goals, with 28 of these coming in only 22 appearances made during the 2019-20 season. Borussia Dortmund 2019-20, debut season. 2020-21, continued individual success. 2021-22, injury struggles and departure. Manchester City. On May 10, 2022, Premier League club Manchester City announced they had reached a deal to sign Haaland after activating his €60 million release clause. The deal was formalised on June 13, with City announcing that Haaland would be joining the club on July 1 on a 5-year contract. He made his competitive debut on July 30, playing 90 minutes in a 3-1 defeat to Liverpool in the 2022 FA Community Shield. On August 7, he scored 2 goals on his league debut in a 2-0 away victory against West Ham United. On August 27, Haaland scored his first Premier League hat-trick in a 4-2 victory against Crystal Palace, and scored his second, a perfect hat-trick, 4 days later in a 6-0 win against Nottingham Forest, making him the quickest individual in Premier League history to score 2 hat-tricks, beating the previous record by 14 matches. He was later voted Premier League Player of the Month for August, his first month playing in the league. On September 6, he made his Champions League debut for the club, scoring 2 goals against Sevilla and becoming the first player to score 25 goals in 20 Champions League appearances. On October 2, Haaland became the first player in Premier League history to score a hat-trick in 3 successive home games in City's 6-3 win against Manchester United, in which he also got 2 assists. He also became the quickest player in Premier League history to score 3 hat-tricks, doing so in 8 league games and beating the previous record of 48 league games, set by Michael Owen in 1998. As well as having Alan Shearer's record of scoring 3 hat-tricks in a 10-game spell in the 1994-95 season. International career. Youth. Haaland plays for Norway, and has represented them at various age groups. On March 27, 2018, while with the Norway under-19 side, Haaland scored a hat-trick against Scotland in a 5-4 victory, helping his country secure qualification to the 2018 UEFA European Under-19 Championship. On July 22, 2018, Haaland scored a penalty against Italy in a 1-1 draw during the tournament finals. On May 30, 2019, Haaland scored 9 goals in the Norway Under-20 team's 12-0 win against Honduras at the 2019 FIFA U20 World Cup in Lublin, Poland. This was Norway's biggest ever win at U20 level, as well as Honduras' heaviest ever defeat. Haaland also set a new U20 World Cup record for most goals scored by a single player in a match, with the result additionally being the biggest win by any team in the history of the tournament. Despite the Norwegians being eliminated in the group stage, and Haaland not scoring in any other matches at the tournament, he still won the Golden Boot as the competition's top scorer. Senior. Haaland was named by manager Lars Lagerbäck to the Norway senior team squad on August 28, 2019, to face Malta and Sweden in UEFA Euro 2020 qualifying matches. He made his senior national team debut on September 5, 2019 against Malta. On September 4, 2020, Haaland scored his first senior international goal for Norway in a 1-2 loss against Austria in the 2020-21 UEFA Nations League B. 3 days later, he scored a brace in a 5-1 victory against Northern Ireland. On October 11, Haaland scored his first international hat-trick in Norway's 4-0 win over Romania in a Nations League B match, bringing his tally for the senior team to 6 goals in 6 matches played. During the September 2021 international break, Haaland scored 5 goals in 3 World Cup qualification matches, including a second hat-trick for Norway in a 5-1 victory against Gibraltar. Style of play. A prolific goalscorer, Haaland has all the attributes of a complete centre-forward. He uses his sizable frame to hold play up effectively and involve others. He has the pace and clever movement to run in behind, he can dribble and create, and he can finish with both feet and his head. He usually comes deep to collect the ball to help his team build play, often looking to spread the ball wide for a teammate, before turning and sprinting towards goal. He sometimes comes too deep for the defenders to follow him, as such he has the awareness to turn on the ball and create from a forward-facing position. In the penalty area, he makes small, sharp movements to spot an opportunity for a teammate to attempt to find him in space, and can change the line on which he is running and accelerate into that space, making him extremely difficult for defenders to read. He uses his body well when playing with his back to goal, protecting the ball effectively as he tries to bring it under control. Given he can use his strength to secure possession when under pressure, he is also effective in providing his team's defenders with some respite following a clearance. Haaland's creativity is most apparent when he drifts into the left inside channel. His primary aim is always to get a shot off, but he also has the vision and skill to pick out a delayed run from midfield in the center. His ability to carry the ball at pace also helps create for others, especially on the counter-attack. Haaland idolizes Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Cristiano Ronaldo, but also cites Michu, Jamie Vardy, Sergio Aguero, and Robin van Persie as inspirations, and credits Virgil van Dijk and Sergio Ramos as two of the toughest defenders he has played against. Personal life. Haaland is the son of the Norwegian former Nottingham Forest, Leeds United and Manchester City defender Alfie Haaland, and former women's heptathlon athlete Gry Marita Braut. His cousin Jonathan Braut Bruns is also a professional footballer. Bruns became the youngest player ever to feature for Bryn in a game against KFUM Oslo on May 16, 2016 at the age of 15 years, 9 months, 9 days, beating the previous record set by Haaland 4 days earlier. His younger cousin Albert Haaland is also a footballer, registering over 60 goals in under 40 games played with Molde's youth team. In February 2017, in an interview with Norwegian newspaper Aftenposten, Haaland stated that the dream is to win the Premier League with Leeds. On August 30, 2016, the music video Kygo Joe was uploaded to YouTube by Flow Kings, a group consisting of Haaland and his Norway U18 teammates Erik Bothiam and Erik Tobias Sandberg. He is a practitioner of meditation. Career statistics. Club. As of match played October 25, 2022.